Can you Google Marcus, M-A-R-C-U-S, space, Chenault, C-H-E-N-A-U-L-T, C-H-E-N-A-U-L-T. And then do a little reading, and I'm going to talk in a minute. I'm going to come back to you, and you tell me about who Marcus Chenault is. Can you do that? He can do it. So it'll be important. You'll see. When we talk about Hebrew Israelites, it is a fast-growing ideology or belief system, which is why I tend to call it Hebrew Israelism. So Muslims adhere to Islam. Christians to Christianity is the terms that are used. Hebrew Israelites will never say, I hold to Hebrew Israelism. That is a term that we have labeled the idea system. If you meet a Hebrew Israelite, they'll say, I'm just practicing my culture. Just practicing. This isn't even a religion. I'm just practicing what my forefathers practiced. It is a religion. It meets the definitions of religion. Now, just because something is a religion doesn't make it false. Sometimes people get caught up on the word religion. I mean, at least in the English translation, James says pure religion is to visit widows, visit orphans, right? The word religion in and of itself doesn't mean something's true or false. It's just describing certain beliefs, right? Hebrew Israelism, it is a religion. It's a growing religion. There's no one center person like the Pope with Roman Catholicism. There's nothing like that. An umbrella with multiple groups, all kinds of different groups. And those books on the table are written by some of them. Like I said, take those down and pass them around. You guys will be enlightened as you thumb through those. Now, as we talk about Hebrew Israelism, it's on the rise. One recent survey estimates 1.5 million or so Americans identify as Hebrew Israelites. A lot of them stay in Christian churches. And the source for that information is something called the Philos Project. They did a survey in connection with Lifeway Research. You could look that up. I've done some videos on it. Okay, now as we talk about that, let's go back to the 60s. Who is Marcus Chenault? Can you help us out?
Marcus Chenault, who killed the mother of the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. at a Sunday service in Ebenezer Baptist Church in 1974.
Now can you put that same name and after it put Hebrew Israelite and see what you get? I said 60s, I meant 70s. So 1974 in Atlanta, Georgia, there was a man who was looking for Martin Luther King Sr. Jr. had already been assassinated. He went into Ebenezer Baptist. I've been there. I went to Atlanta once. They don't use the old building. They got a building across the street they use now. The old one is kind of like almost like a museum. They got a sermon playing by Dr. King, and you can buy some stuff in the gift shop type of thing. But in that building, it's got the sign that you maybe have seen in some pictures. They've got the sign, you go in there. This man was looking for Senior. Senior wasn't there. So he did the next evil thing, which was go after Mother. Why did he go after Mother? Did you find anything?
A man who calls himself Hananiah E. Israel and says he is a spiritual teacher said here today that Marcus Wayne Chenault had been one of his pupils to whom he had revealed his beliefs that black ministers are among the main oppressors of black people.
So, Marcus Chenault was a black Hebrew Israelite. Notice the teacher's name, Hananiah Israel. Chenault was a Hebrew Israelite, and Hebrew Israelites still believe this today, that one of the main problems are black clergy. In fact, a lot of Hebrew Israelites accuse black clergy of being FBI paid informants or agents, like COINTELPRO type thing. Chenault took that basic idea that black clergy are holding black people down from the truth, which is they are the Israelites, according to Hebrew Israelism, to an extreme level and said we need to start getting rid of them. So he made a list, and he was from Dayton, living in Columbus at the time. So he left the campus of Ohio State, so he was a college student, left Ohio State, drove down to Atlanta, went in there, didn't see Senior, saw the mom, and killed her while she was playing the organ. Assassinated her and some other people as well. So, am I saying all Hebrew Israelites are like that? No. But am I saying that there are some Hebrew Israelites like that? Yes. I mean, it's pretty significant that in 1974, Martin Luther King Jr.'s mother was assassinated by a Hebrew Israelite. Most people don't know that. But Marcus Chenault was a real person. He didn't die, and he got locked up for a while. I don't know the current status or what happened, I don't know all that, but he didn't die in the attack. And it came out that he was a Hebrew Israelite. Now, back in 74, wasn't a lot of knowledge or information about them. Still not, but definitely growing. And so let's talk about some of their beliefs today so you can understand who the Hebrew Israelites are better.